Christmas memories hit like broken glass. The smell of pine and roasted turkey returns. I hear my mother's voice again, sharp and tired. You always exaggerate, Anna, always so dramatic. My sister laughed, rolling her eyes. If you weren't so controlling, maybe your marriage would have worked. Dad stayed silent, eyes on his plate. That silence hurt more than words. I swallowed my anger, pretending everything was fine. But it never was. Now those same people sit beside Mark, smiling. Pretending the past never happened. Pretending he never lied. Pretending I never warned them. I stare at the photos again, my breath uneven. They believed him more than me. They always have. My phone buzzes. Martha's name flashes on the screen. My best friend since high school. I saw Sophie's post, she says immediately. What are you going to do this time? Her words sting. This time. How many times have I stayed quiet? How many times have I let them choose him over me? I stand up, leaving my coffee untouched. The house feels too small, too silent. The framed family photo on the wall mocks me. All of us smiling. A life frozen in time. I walk down the hallway to my office. Sunlight hits the metal drawer labeled Mark, Records. Inside rests the story they refuse to believe. Bank statements. Emails. Broken promises. Every page a wound that never healed. Martha's voice cuts through the speaker. You have two choices. Stay silent or stand up for yourself. Her words echo in my chest. I place the phone on the desk and stare at my reflection. Tired eyes. Shaking hands. But beneath the fear, something steadier. Resolve. I pull the drawer open. Paper rustles like an awakening. $12,000. $8,000. $15,000. $5,000. $3,000. 5 transfers. 5 lies. Every promise written in his hand. He forged my signature once. Said it was a mistake. It was. I run my fingers over the ink, feeling the weight of years. $43,000 gone. And they still let him sit at my father's table. I whisper to the empty room. Not this time. Milo jumps onto the desk, curling beside the papers. Even he seems to sense the shift. My phone buzzes again. Martha's tone softens. Start with the truth, Anna. It's all you've ever needed. I nod even though she can't see me. I gather every file, every photograph, every trace of deception. The air feels electric. The quiet before a storm. I slide the papers into a folder and close it with both hands. The weight feels right. Heavy but honest. The past has been waiting for this moment. And so have I. Enough pretending. Enough peacekeeping. Enough silence. It ends now. Night falls like a curtain. The air smells of rain and coffee. Papers cover my desk in uneven stacks. Martha's face glows on the video call. Her glasses catch the light. You have to organize everything, she says. Chronology matters. Dates tell the truth. I nod, spreading the files in a long line. Emails. Bank transfers. Handwritten notes. His words crawl across the paper like ghosts. Just a short-term loan. Guaranteed returns. You'll be proud of me. Each line feels like a splinter under skin. I mark them with yellow tabs. 5 transactions. 5 promises. 5 betrayals. Martha watches silently. Her voice turns gentle. He's meeting your father tomorrow. My heart stops for a beat. How do you know? She leans closer to the screen. David called me. He heard it from someone at the bank. David, the gallery owner. Practical, loyal, and never afraid of truth. I message him instantly. He replies within minutes. Walter is the key. He manages your father's investments. Send everything before morning. The plan begins to form between heartbeats. Evidence first, then witness, then exposure. I take a deep breath. The folder feels heavier now. My printer hums as pages spill out. Dates align like steps toward war. Martha takes notes as I speak. She's calm, professional, unshakable. Keep your tone factual, she says. No emotion, just proof. But emotion bleeds through every word. Every number is a bruise. Every signature a scar. David joins the call. His voice steady as granite. Walter won't act on feelings. He'll act on data. I show him the forged signature. He whistles low. That's fraud, Anna, plain and simple. He starts drafting an email. We word it carefully. No accusations. Only evidence. I attach the scans. Bank statements. SEC complaints. Photos of Mark with my father. Every click feels irreversible. David reads the subject line aloud. Urgent, before tomorrow's meeting. My finger hovers over the send button. I stare at the photo on the wall. Dad teaching me how to ride a bike. Back then, I thought he'd always protect me. Now, I'm the one protecting him. Martha's voice cuts through the silence. Do it, Anna. Her words ground me. I press send. The sound of the outgoing email feels final. We wait in silence. Minutes crawl by. Then the reply arrives. Walter's message short and formal. Thank you, Anna. I'll review everything before the meeting. My chest loosens just enough to breathe. Martha exhales audibly. David smiles faintly through the screen. To truth, he says, raising a glass of wine. I lift my cup of cold coffee. To finally being heard, I whisper. Outside, thunder rolls over the lake. A new storm is coming. This time, I'm ready for it. The morning breaks cold and pale. I wake before the alarm. The house feels hollow, waiting. Milo watches as I dress. Dark blazer. Gray slacks. No jewelry except grandmother's pearls. Not armor, but almost. My phone rings once. Walter's name flashes on the screen. Your father asked for you, he says. My heart skips. He wants you there at 9. I breathe in, slow, steady. It's the first time Dad has asked for me in months. I'll be there, I answer. The drive feels longer than usual. The city waking around me. People rushing toward lives untouched by betrayal. The bank rises like stone against the morning light. I grip the steering wheel until my knuckles pale. You're not creating a problem, Martha's words echo. You're exposing one that already exists. I repeat them like a prayer. Inside, the air smells of polish and old wood. The conference room hums with low voices. 8 men in suits. All eyes turn when I enter. I take a seat near the door. Dad sits at the head of the table. Silver hair perfectly combed. Expression unreadable. Walter nods slightly, calm but alert. Then Mark walks in. Smooth. Confident. His smile too practiced, too bright. He doesn't acknowledge me. Gentlemen, he begins. Thank you for this opportunity. Slides flash on the screen. Charts. Percentages. Promises of impossible gains. His voice is honey over poison. I know every word. He used them all on me once. Dad listens, frowning slightly. I wait until he pauses for questions. Then I speak. These graphics, I say quietly. They're identical to what he showed me 2 years ago. Heads turn. Mark stiffens. I slide folders across the table. These are bank statements. $43,000 transferred to him. Money that vanished. The room stills. A chair creaks. Mark laughs too loud. This is personal, he snaps. She's bitter. She wants revenge because our marriage failed. Walter clears his throat. Mr. Miller, the SEC has already opened an investigation. 3 similar cases. Mark's face drains of color. You can't prove anything. He slams a hand on the table. Security moves closer. Sit down, Mark, Dad says. His voice sharp, commanding. For the first time, he's looking at me. Not through me. At me. Walter places a final document in front of him. Richard, your daughter's evidence is accurate. You were minutes away from signing a fraud. The silence hums heavy. Mark's mask cracks. He lunges toward me, shouting. Guards pull him back. The door bursts open. My mother and Sophie appear, furious. What have you done? Mother cries. You're destroying this family. Dad stands, voice cold as glass. That's enough. His gaze sweeps the room. Anna saved us today. No one speaks. The truth hangs like thunder after lightning. I exhale slowly, trembling but free. For the first time, I am not the problem. I am the proof. The next morning feels heavy. Rain taps against the window. My phone lights up with notifications. Sophie's post appears first. Some people would rather ruin a family than admit they're wrong. Hundreds of likes already. Mom comments below. Family loyalty matters more than being right. The words twist like a knife. I scroll through the reactions. Confused friends. Sympathetic strangers. They have no idea what really happened. I place the phone face down. Silence fills the kitchen. Milo meows softly, breaking the spell. My inbox pings again. Mark's email. You violated confidentiality. My lawyer will contact you. My chest tightens, then loosens. He's bluffing. He always bluffs. I forward everything to Walter. His reply comes fast. Ignore it. He's trying to intimidate you. Still, my hands tremble. Old habits die slowly. I've spent years apologizing for things I didn't do. Not today. The doorbell rings that evening. Martha stands there with coffee and fire in her eyes. Don't read the comments, she warns. I already did, I whisper. She sighs. Let them talk. Truth travels slower, but it lasts longer. I almost smile. The gallery lights glow in the distance. Tonight is my art opening. A night I worked years for. A night my family promised to attend. None of them show up. The space feels too bright, too quiet. Then I see Gordon, my father's old friend. He shakes my hand firmly. You did the right thing, Anna. His wife Judith adds softly, your father's proud, even if he won't say it yet. Their kindness stings more than the gossip. As the night deepens, a tall figure appears by the door. James. My nephew. Sophie's son. Mom doesn't know I'm here, he says. I nod, surprised. He scrolls through his phone, showing me messages. Texts from Mark. Your aunt is unstable. She's lying because she's bitter. Your grandfather trusts me. You should too. James looks up, disgusted. I didn't believe him, but Mom did. I feel tears prick behind my eyes. Thank you for coming, I whisper. He shrugs awkwardly. Someone in this family has to do what's right. Behind us, Martha's daughter Sarah waves from a corner. She's a lawyer now, calm and precise. I've reviewed his threats, she says. They're empty. I'm drafting a cease and desist letter. Relief floods my chest. Each threat Mark sends becomes another nail in his own coffin. The night ends with quiet applause. My paintings, landscapes of Vermont, glow beneath soft lights. But this time, I'm not painting silence. I'm painting truth. When I step outside, the rain has stopped. The air smells clean, new. My phone buzzes again. A news alert. Local businessman under SEC investigation for senior investment fraud. No names yet. but anyone paying attention will know. Justice has begun to move. And for the first time, it's moving in my favor. The morning starts with an unexpected knock. Dad stands on my porch, Sophie beside him. Walter follows, holding a thick brown folder. Milo darts behind the sofa, sensing tension. No one speaks for a moment. Dad's eyes are tired but steady. "May we come in?" he asks quietly. I step aside. The air feels dense, like a storm about to break. Walter spreads the papers across my table. Bank records, emails, meeting notes, all neatly marked. "This is Margaret's correspondence," he says. My mother's name in black ink burns my sight. Sophie leans forward, whispering, "Mom." Walter nods grimly. "She arranged several meetings between Mark and your father. She specifically asked to keep them from you, Anna." My throat tightens. The words blur. Sophie picks up one of the pages. Mom's tone cold, familiar. Best not to tell Anna, given her emotional nature. Sophie's voice cracks. "She said you were jealous. That you wanted to punish Mark for leaving you." I meet her eyes. "And you believed her." "She's our mother," Sophie says, shaking her head. "Why would she lie?" Dad speaks then, low and rough. "Because she believed what she wanted to believe. Just like I did." The room stills. Truth sits heavy between us. Years of denial unravel silently. Then my phone rings. Walter gestures. "Put it on speaker." A man's voice fills the room. "Miss Carter, this is Agent Daniels with the SEC." My pulse quickens. "We've arrested Mark Miller this morning on multiple fraud charges." Sophie gasps. "There's more," Daniels continues. "We have evidence that your mother ignored prior warnings about him." The world tilts slightly. Sophie covers her face. Walter ends the call quietly. Silence swells again, thick and raw. Sophie looks up, eyes red. I believed everything she said. But I see it now. She pulls a stack of papers from her purse. Printed screenshots. Her social media posts. Each one marked in pen. This was cruel. This was wrong. This was a lie. Her hand shakes as she hands them to me. "I'm sorry, Anna." Something inside me loosens. Not forgiveness yet, but maybe the start of it. Dad leans back, rubbing his temples. "I've filed for separation," he says quietly. 52 years, but I can't live in denial anymore. He reaches into his pocket. Something gleams in his hand. Grandmother's pearls. "Your grandmother meant these for you. I should have given them long ago." The necklace feels cool in my palm. The weight of love rediscovered. Sophie watches, tears slipping down her cheeks. For once, there's no envy in her gaze. Only grief and understanding. Outside, the wind shifts. Clouds part slightly, letting light spill across the room. It touches the pearls, the papers, our faces. We sit in the glow of what's left, after truth burns through everything false. For the first time in years, it feels like healing might be possible. 6 months later, the lake is calm again. Morning light spills across the boathouse windows. Brushes rest in jars beside my easel. Fresh paint scents the air. I stand before a new canvas. 4 figures take shape in soft strokes. Dad with silver hair, posture steady. Sophie, her face gentler now, eyes clear. James beside her, young and grounded. And me, holding the brush that built this piece. On the right side, a space remains empty. A ghost of our mother, not erased, just absent. Dad enters quietly, coffee in hand. "You don't have to leave that space blank," he says. "Your art, your rules." I smile faintly. Some absences need to be seen. He nods, understanding more than he says. Outside, Sophie's car crunches over the gravel. Her voice carries laughter instead of tension. James helps her unload groceries. Dad joins them, sleeves rolled, lighter than before. I watch through the open door. The three of them move together with ease, a rhythm we lost for years. My phone buzzes on the table. Walter's name flashes again. It's official, he says. Mark's sentencing is complete. My hand stills. Full restitution, 43,000 plus interest. The words don't bring triumph, only quiet balance. And Margaret, I ask. Walter's tone softens. She's joined a support group for families of fraud victims. It's a start. I whisper, good. Not victory. Not revenge. Just closure. I end the call and stare at my reflection in the window. The woman staring back looks whole. Not untouched by pain, but unbroken. Outside, the sound of chopping wood mixes with laughter. James carries firewood to the porch. Sophie sets the table by the lake. Dad seasons fish fresh from the morning catch. When I join them, the air tastes of rosemary and smoke. We eat together without pretense. Conversation flows easily. No old roles, no careful pauses. Sophie passes me a glass of water. I've been thinking, I say. About boundaries, about keeping this peace. She nods immediately. Regular check-ins, she suggests. No secrets, no pretending. Dad raises his glass. Your judgment deserves respect, he says. I've learned that the hard way. I meet Sophie's gaze. I want this to work, she says softly. I'm committed to making it right. Later, she shows me her phone. A photo of 3 steaming mugs on the dock. Morning mist curling above the lake. The caption reads, no filters, just truth. I feel something warm bloom in my chest. I'm framing that, I tell her, to remind us how far we've come. At sunset, we sit on the dock. Water glows gold, then violet. I raise my glass toward the horizon. If they had invited me that night, I say. Dad looks up, eyes clear. We'd still be living a lie, he replies. The truth settles between us, steady and kind. I lost a mother but found my voice. And maybe, finally, a family built on honesty. The sky fades into gold and violet. Waves brush softly against the dock. Dad leans back in his chair, eyes calm. Sophie pours the last of the wine. James laughs somewhere inside the house. The air smells of pine and evening. I look at the lake, endless and forgiving. It mirrors everything we've become. Not perfect, but whole. Dad lifts his glass toward me. To truth, he says quietly. I nod. To peace that doesn't require silence. We drink, the clink of glass small but certain. The pearls around my neck catch the last light. They once belonged to another woman's hope. Now they belong to mine. Sophie takes a picture without posing. No smiles forced. Just 3 people in the soft glow of forgiveness. I think about the past that led here. Every wound. Every word I never said. Every truth I finally did. Milo curls beside my feet, content. The stars begin to rise above the water. For years, I painted to escape. Tonight, I paint to remember. Not the pain, but the strength it left behind. The silence feels different now. It's not fear. It's peace.